of 19, had the 2 touchdown drives there. I mean, he definitely was a different guy after that one there. But, I mean, I could not believe that was how they started things. Let's not talk about the big plays. Carlos Dansby came up big. I'll tell you what, that was the MVP play of that game. We'll dive into the ins and outs and X's and O's, but Dansby's sack, taking them out of field goal range, making them have to punt, and the Browns needing a field goal instead of a touchdown after they botched that extra point. That Dansby sack was the difference maker, you guys. But so we're going to dive into all of that. Let's do it. Let's get started. Oh, and hey, you know what? Just to help salve the weekend, I thought, this may be something I want to mention here, too, coming off the Indians. And the Northeast Ohio area has the number 1 high school football team in the country. I'll talk about that here in a minute, too. Welcome, you guys, to the Sports Fix. Let's do it. I'm talking about St. Ed's. Yeah, they climbed to the top of the Max Preps top 25 here, the Eagles. Man, what a kickoff to the season for those guys, man. I'll tell you, I've gotten a chance to see some good guys. I saw the combination, the law firm, as I called them, of Richardson and Richardson over there, Daytwan and Dante for Garfield Heights. They were ripping up East Lake North on the ground. Both of those guys ripping off 80-yard runs. But, man, how about St. Ed's? 42-0 over the weekend. They're 3-0 in those 3 games. 127-14 is the combined score, and they have taken over the number 1 spot in the mythical top 25 National Football High School rankings by Max Prep's website. You can check that out, maxpreps.com. Congrats to them. And with that, baby, let's kick off the Sports Fix. Welcome in, J-Rock with you guys, and we're going to get to the first break here, and then we're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to get to rolling, talking about the Browns, John McMullen, Dan Wismar. Welcome in, however you're listening to the show, on TuneIn and TuneIn's radio app worldwide, on Spreaker and Mixler. Shout out to everybody over there in the Mixler chat room. If you guys hear me mention it from time to time, join us in the chat room on Mixler.com, MIXLR.com. Stay in the chat room there. Join us there, you guys. Continue the conversation as well. Welcome in if you're listening live on thesportsfix.net, which is our home base where you can catch the show live each and every weekday at noon right here, as we say, across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Shout out to everybody tuning in 24/7 on digital delay on iHeartRadio around the world, the world's largest internet radio provider, on iTunes, and everybody that subscribes there. Hello to each and every one of you listening to us on digital delay, on Spreaker and Stitcher and CarPlay, SoundCloud, and all of those platforms as well. However you listen, live or delay, download, subscription. Thank you guys for being a part of the Sports Fix. As I said, Jerry Myers here, the host, the conductor of the madness here, and I want you to be a part of it. Let's open up those phone lines, 216-539-7535, 216-539-7535. There we go. I wanted to get a little Max Headroom sound effect going there. Gotta love that. 216-539-7535. Hit us up. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. If you can't get to the phone, get on your Facebook. Like the page while you're there. Join the nearly 21,000 followers over there. Hit us up on Twitter if that's your thing. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix CLE, and you can email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. Let's get to the break and let's get things going, and we'll start off here with the next segment. We'll dive into the Browns' victory because I'll tell you what, and you know what? We'll get the good, the bad, and the ugly of this thing, but coming down the stretch, everybody watching the game knew that this was going to boil down to, and it looked like the same old formula. It was going to boil down to whoever ends up with the ball last. The Browns were going to find a way to blow this thing at the end. We've seen this, guys, since 1999. We've seen the same song and dance every single week, practically week in and week out. The clock was ticking down. And then you know what? All of a sudden, yeah, you hear that? When it came time for the bell, when it came time where it always happens, where the ball doesn't get downed in time, or the kick is blocked, or the snap is fumbled, or whatever Cleveland thing was destined to happen yesterday at the end of that game did not happen, because for the first time in recent memory, I'm telling you this, I was joking with Jonathan Knight yesterday. I said, JK, maybe, just maybe, This is not our children's Browns. And, of course, you know how people always say, hey, that's not your dad's Browns. Well, maybe, just maybe, they're not your kids' Browns. And what I say by that is just maybe this isn't the same old Browns. And I don't care. I know that there is a lot of season left to be played, but to play a team that many people had as a Super Bowl contender, missing multiple starters at key positions. I mean, if you want to count Josh Gordon, you're down a minimum of 4 key guys in this game. And you're fumbling it away in the second half, perhaps, and instead your defense remembers that it's still there. You know what? Jonathan Knight and I texted him back and forth during the game. When Dansby got that sack, I said, when the hell is the last time that it's been 3rd and whatever and the Browns needed pressure? They needed a stop. And they didn't force an incompletion. They didn't get lucky and the guy dropped the pass. They forced a change in the game. Been a while. Let's talk about that. Let's talk Browns and Saints. A great game. They win their first home opener in a decade. Let's talk about that when we come back. 216-539-7535. John McMullen from the Sports Network. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. You and I doing the Sports Fix things when we come back, baby.
This is the Sports Fix.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
They call me Mr. Pig!
We'll call you whatever you like, as long as we can call you a fan of the Sports Fix.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small business is the lifeblood of the community. So check them out, signsandship.com, or call Chris and Pam today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
Hey everybody, this is Jerry the King Lawler from WWE, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
There's heritage, and then there's birthright, the passing down of important things. We're talking about something deeper than nostalgia. We are proud. The C is for Cleveland and courage and comeback. No matter who we are before, when we put it on, we stand on common ground. This season, it's about unfinished business. Get ready. Here comes the Tribe.
Sports Fix listeners, like us on Facebook today. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix.
You love Cleveland, and you already know how much we love Cleveland. You know who else loves Cleveland? GV Art and Design. Everyday fans, you and I wear our pride on our sleeves. Now, you can wear your pride on your chest. GV Art and Design has one of the hottest Cleveland sporting lines. Log on right now to gvartwork.com. Check out all of their fantastic designs.
And don't forget, use the sales code FIX10, FIX10, to save 10% on your total purchase.
Follow gvartwork.com on Facebook, and remember, GV Art and Design, it's not just a shirt, it's a statement.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck, home of the low price tire guarantee. quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Got to pay
Welcome back to the Sports Fix Live across the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock back with you guys as we roll on, opening up the phone lines. We've got a few minutes to take a couple of takes here before we get John McMullen from the Sports Network with us. 216-539-7535. 216-539-7535 is the number to call. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix CLE. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. And we're talking Browns. And as I was setting the stage before the break, as we were coming back to it, seriously, what I meant is exactly what I said. You know, you take each week one game at a time. That's just the way you have to do it. But the Browns yesterday, and I'm talking last year, the year before, 2000, whatever you want to do. I mean, you pick out your one or two good seasons. Other than that, traditionally, the Browns lose yesterday's game. You guys had to have felt it in your stomach in the end stretches of this game, man. It played out the way they all do. How many years do we go, well, if this happens, the Browns win 12 games instead of losing 12 games because they're in it. They're always around it. What is Josh Cribbs' expression that he said to the media? The Browns almost always almost win. And that became a joke, but a joke with a lot of truth ringing to it, and you can get stuck in that culture of we almost won the game, and sometimes that is what happens, and I can see it. You can feel it. And yesterday, I'm telling you, everybody had to be, I mean, of course, but I saw on my Twitter feed, I know what people were saying down the fourth quarter of that game, and nobody thought that they were going to finish that thing off, and they did. That's the thing. Think about it. There's the difference. Here comes the fourth down conversion. Bam. Gary Barnidge. Here comes the desperation blitz by the defense. And there goes the pass to Hawkins. And the catch, it doesn't get dropped. It doesn't get, these things go wrong. They didn't. And the Browns made the plays at the end of the game to win. And that is why I was joking with JK. And I said, maybe these aren't our children's Browns here. But regardless, you have to change the culture somehow. It doesn't magically happen. You don't just wake up with a magically Super Bowl contending team and go, wow, that's not how it works. And I'll tell you, that's where you build from, is doing things like you did yesterday. I was joking because all I kept hearing was the stats. And you know what? When you live in bad times, then you can't change the truth. So I'm not saying that it's not true to hear the stats about what they did on the jeez, what, get out of here, man. Some people just live to hate, man. Anyways, ignoring the comments in my chat room here. The Browns found a way to win the game. At the end, they found a way to make that extra play when they couldn't. And you can go through several factors of the game. They got the pick six. That was huge there because the Saints had rediscovered that they had one of the greatest tight ends on their team. That Browns pressure did not let Drew Brees get into sync. And you can say, well, they were great in the first quarter, and then look at what happened. That's fine. But what they did in the first quarter kept them rolling. Down for one quarter. You got 4 quarters of football, man. You took 25% of the New Orleans Saints game away right there off the clock. So I do agree. They look at what happened in the second and third quarter when they started having time. The blocks were coming. All of a sudden, Breeze found Jimmy Graham here, found Jimmy Graham there, found Jimmy Graham everywhere. And you're going to have that because he's a beast. And, I mean, he is what he is for a reason. But, that first quarter made a huge difference. Like, if you can impact 2 of the 4 quarters of a game like that defensively, you've shut down 2 of the 4 quarters of the game. That's half of the time right there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you want to bend in the middle like that. I'm just simply saying don't devalue that first quarter just because New Orleans. And there's the other thing. Sometimes, and people don't do this because we live in a society where the media has to critique everything, has to get into everything and have a take and a thought and an opinion and a breakdown on everything. Sometimes teams just make plays, especially good teams. I mean, like, when you look at some of the good things New Orleans did, it bothers me when people, instead of crediting New Orleans, they want to take away from the Browns. And